Welcome to Gadget First. Today we've got the Sony Ericsson Xperia Play to review. Let's get straight in with the external features. Across the front, we've got this really nice 4-inch screen, backlit LED, standard Android buttons, hard buttons, not touch sensitive. We've got a 0.3 megapixel front-facing camera, and Sony Ericsson logo, and the speaker for when you're in call. On the left-hand side, we've got a micro USB and 3.5mm jack. On the right-hand side, you've got the left and right bumpers for when you're using the phone. We'll go into that. The PlayStation. We go into that in more detail in a minute. And the volume rocker. Power button on the top with the LED for charging and notifications, and just a little bit to get your thumb into on the bottom for when you're opening the back. Okay, on the back we've got the Sony Ericsson logo, Xperia, sort of standing out a little bit from the back, but enough not to cause any hassle on your hand. 5 megapixel camera, single flash, and a microphone just there. Okay, on to the technical specifications of the device. It's actually 16mm thick, which is very thick for a smartphone, but considering it's got the sort of PlayStation features, that's pretty much what we expected, to be quite honest, when we received it. It weighs 175 grams. It's got 512 megabytes of RAM and 1 gigahertz processor, and obviously it runs Android 2.3 Gingerbread. And Sony Ericsson have actually customised it a little bit, but it's really nice the way they've done that. So we'll take a look at the home screen next. Just to note, by the way, it's got a 1500 mAh battery. Battery is actually incredible. I can last about 2 days with a fair amount of gaming and music, so really pleased with this. So when we unlock the device, you get, this is Sony Ericsson's home screen. You just zoom in a little bit. You've got a few standard sort of Android features, sort of like slide to unlock. Again, Sony Ericsson have customised it. The clock. So if we unlock it, we come up with Sony Ericsson's home screen. Obviously scrollable to the side. I've got a few widgets here. As you can see, customised dock down the bottom. Standard Android notifications bar, very smooth, just to note. And that's sort of it for the home screen. If you go onto the app drawer, I can click it just there, thank you. Again, Sony Ericsson's app drawer. You scroll to the side to access all your apps, and in the bottom left of the screen, it's got this nice feature where you can change how you arrange the apps. So you can do it either in your own order, most used. As you can see, I use my task killer most. Own order, alphabetical, or recently installed. All of which come in really handy, but I prefer to keep it in alphabetical. So we'll leave it at that. Alright, so as I said earlier, Sony Ericsson are really keen with their widgets. So if we just add a few here, to show what we've got on offer. We've got obviously the timescape widget, so if we click on this, what it does is it integrates your text, Facebook, Twitter, all in one feed, and then you just scroll up to view different ones, and it's not at all laggy like HTC Sense scrolling widgets can sometimes be. It's really nice and smooth, and you can flick to scroll and everything like that. It takes only half a second to load once you flick to scroll, sort of load the messages and things, so that's really nice. And all you do is you just tap on it to go to the source where it came from, so obviously that's messaging. And then if we go on to a Facebook one, if there are any, a bit further down in the list. Oh, also it shows their Facebook profile picture if they're integrated with the contacts, which is a really nice addition. No, okay, I can't find any Facebook ones right now. But all you have to do is just click on the Facebook ones and it takes you to that status update, which is really nice. Alright, so let's move on to possibly the main feature of this whole phone, is gaming. So here we have the actual keyboard. If we just move it up to the camera a bit. As you can see, PlayStation obviously, we've got your triangle, circle, square and X buttons. Ooh. These are actually touch sensitive analog sticks, so your left and right analog stick. These are really nice to use, but can be quite hard to get used to. Obviously your 4-way directional pad, a menu button which also serves as the standard Android menu button, start and select. So if we click on this icon in the top right hand corner, just up here, it takes us to this specialised screen where it automatically searches for Xperia Play Optimized. So it shows what games are optimized for the Play. So if we just scroll down the list here, have a look at a few titles. Home Run Battle. I reckon we'll give that one a go. So here's the buying process. So simple, as on all Android devices. Takes you to that screen. Just click buy now. And that's it. That's all it takes. And then it will just take a few seconds just to download. And as per usual, you can check your progress by dragging down on the notifications bar. While that's doing that, we'll just have a look at some of the features, some of the games, that are already on the phone. So, if we take a look at FIFA 10, you can just scroll across as by doing that. Graphics, I don't know if you've ever played FIFA 10 on a small device like this before, but graphics are not amazing, but it's sort of the gameplay that counts more on a device like this, to be honest. Obviously, you've got your standard buttons, so if we just go to kickoff, classic. It's not actually, this game's not specifically optimized, even though it came preloaded on the phone. So it has A and B on the screen, like it does on iOS devices, but you can still use your standard pads here. So as you can see, using the analog sticks. Ooh, yellow card. That's nice. As you can see, it does sometimes go a bit laggy, and I have only just ended the tasks, so it's not always perfect, but this can be quite an intensive game, so to be honest, it's not to blame. If we get someone else's view, my colleague Tristan here, how do you find the analog sticks?
I actually find them a bit better than what you find them. Anthony doesn't really get along with them too much, although I think they're a lot better than using like touchscreens for your control system. A lot of FPS games on touchscreen phones have been like really good games with a lot of potential, but the controls are like quite rubbish really. So this phone really does change that, to be honest, which is really good.
Okay, thanks for your view. So this Home Run app that we've downloaded, as you can see by the way, we've got Gorilla Bob there as well. Some apps just don't appear in the drawer for some reason, in the Xperia Play drawer. So you just have to go into the normal app drawer instead. I don't know why that is, and find it on there instead. Okay, this is the first time we've played this game, and so we're hoping that we'll be able to use the controls like it claims in the information. It's 3D graphics here. It seems very smooth. We'll just go through the tutorial. Alright, so where you tilt your device, you move this little transparent icon here. It doesn't seem like you're actually using the controls, but we'll go again and see if you can. So if we try and just enter like a quick match or something. Yep, always the best way. Dear, quite tight, strict lines. There we go. So it seems you can't actually use the standard PlayStation controls. We found this with some other games as well. It's a bit strange really, but if we go on to a game like Gorilla Bob or something, you can also access this sort of quick menu by sliding out the keyboard when you're on the home screen, and it will take you. So if you slide down onto Gorilla Bob, this is an amazing game. I really, really love it, and so does my colleague Tristan here, I assume. Yeah, that's what we like to hear. So as you can see, we're using all the normal controls here. If we just get into a game very quickly. Okay, here you go. As you can see, so smooth using the analog sticks here. You can use a variety of controls. You can use the bumpers on the back. Ooh, cool, harsh fire. You can use bumpers on the back, you can use X, or you can use the right analog stick. The right analog stick is probably easier because you can aim really well to where you want to aim to when you're shooting. And overall, we just think that this is an absolutely amazing game. Difficult, maybe, but graphics, frames per second, it's just really good, and we're really pleased with some of the features and the gaming that we're actually getting out of this device. Just to clarify, sorry, the bumpers on the right hand side of the device, as you can see, left and right bumpers there. If we just go a bit closer to the camera, there you go. As you can see, they're really nice. They fit right into your fingers in the perfect position when you're holding the phone when the keyboard's out. It's really nice, and it's a really nice feature as well. Okay, let's have a look into the cameras now. So if I launch on the optimized applications, I've downloaded what's called Camera Mod. It basically enables you to use the bumpers, so you can use the left bumper to focus and the right bumper to actually take the picture, which I really prefer. So if I just move the phone over here, please note you cannot zoom on the standard apps, okay? On the standard camera apps, not even on Camera Mod. So if I press the right bumper here to take a picture, as you can see, quality is not too bad if I just go into it. Wait for it to register. A bit of reflection there, but quality is really nice. From where I'm sitting, it's all crystal clear, quite in focus, not too bad at all. I'll just take you around some of the other features of the actual camera itself. Okay, it's sort of your standard Android. They haven't optimized, Sony Ericsson haven't optimized it, to be honest. You got this to also take the picture, slide from video to camera. You can select, it's also got a front camera. Front is 1.3 megapixel and back is 5 megapixel. If we just switch that background again. There we go. All about the flash. Here you can change it from auto to on and off. White balance, you can store your location as to where you took the picture as well. And then here's just some general settings like exposure, picture size, etc. Sorry, slight mistake there. It's a 0.3 megapixel front facing camera, not a 1.3. Sorry about that. As it has got Gingerbread pre-installed, if we go into the Google Talk app, although I've got no contacts, you can do video calling straight out of the box, no extra applications you have to install. Cool quality as well, cool quality is really nice. We have got two microphones, one on the bottom and one on the back just above the camera, which is in fact a noise cancelling microphone, which is heavily increasingly popular on smartphones these days. So that's a really nice feature to see in here. Build quality on this device, If we just sort of bend it a little bit here, you can hear a very, very minimal amount of creaking, but that's almost to do with just the buttons around the side. But obviously you're not just going to walk around genuinely sort of bending it and things. When the actual keyboard's out, it hardly moves about at all. There's, again, minimal movement there. It can feel a little bit plasticky. If we take off the back, just dig our fingers in to the bottom, we get this quite plasticky, really, really thin cover, and it's really bendy. Not really bendy, but you still can bend it. It's not especially nice. We'll just take this opportunity to take a look on the inside. As you can see, SIM card and micro SD slot there, the cameras and the battery just in there. It's 1500 mAh, as I mentioned earlier. That's about it for the back of the phone. Also, the stock keyboard. So if we go on search here we are. It's really nice. Well, my colleague Tristan thinks so, but I don't think it's as nice, and I prefer using one that I downloaded from the market. If we go on to using it, I prefer gingerbread keyboard, as you can see. If we're using it on a different device, here we've got a Sony Ericsson Xperia Arc. If we turn them both on their side, the one on the Xperia Arc is actually a lot nicer to use, so I prefer using it on that as it's got a bigger screen. But as I said, I prefer using the different app for the keyboard. General functions, if we just take the Arc out here, you can go to settings, view obviously your emotes and stuff, settings just down there, not very many, and that's about the keyboard that you get, to be honest. It can be a bit difficult to get used to, but I'm sure if I gave it a bit more time and attention, I may learn to love it a little bit more.
Yeah, the reason I like it is because the keys are quite nicely spaced and quite large, so it's quite easy to type words. The one thing that I really don't like though is the dictionary. It's got literally no like slang words in it. I know you're not expecting a dictionary to have slang words in it, but it helps to have some slang type words in it, so you don't have to add it to the dictionary. And really simple things like adding apostrophes. It doesn't do it. It thinks you're on about a completely different word. I'll see if it happens here. If I put a well, oh sorry, it's working here, but most of the time it won't come up with wheel or anything like that. It'll just come up with some random word. So it's a bit weird, really. But yeah, it's working here for some reason. But yeah, it's a bit annoying when it comes up with random words.
So on to the overall rating. We're going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. This is due to absolutely brilliant battery life. As I mentioned earlier, 2 days with music and using games, obviously on full brightness here. And also build quality is really nice. However, sorry, as you can see here, it doesn't move hardly anything at all. However, I do find myself having to end the tasks quite regularly, which is not something you want to really get into the habit to. But there you go. Thanks for watching Gadget First. And we'll have a full in-depth review of Gorilla Bob, which is the game we were on earlier, coming up within the next week as well.